Now, to help us imagine how the infinite wholeness of the one gives rise to the finite parts of the many, here's Steve McIntosh. And by the way, the word telos means purpose.
We have the infinite universe, but 13.8 billion years ago, there was a pocket, a separation created in which finite evolution could occur, right? Infinity, eternity, universality were at least partially removed so that there'd be room to pursue these things here in the finite. And the finite's been pursuing it through evolution ever since. And so this same pattern of infinite and finite, or being and becoming, is another way of talking about it, that is mirrored in every expression of value, because ultimately that value itself is the presence of the infinite and the finite, right? It's the leaking through, the shining through. So it's mirroring this. The whole and part is the motif. Every polarity that we can identify demonstrates this motif of a whole and part. And each one of these features of the universe have a telos, right? The telos of the part is to differentiate, right? To break away from, to grow out of, to grow into something more, right? That's a very important part of what evolution is doing. But if it was only that, then things would fly apart, right? There needs to be a force of wholeness or unity, a unifying principle that is trying to, every time there's a new part, the unifying principle tries to draw a bigger circle to contain that part, right? So that one is differentiation, the other is integration.
Now, these two polarities, so whole and part, and differentiation and integration, feature quite prominently in Sri Aurobindo's cosmology. Indeed, according to Aurobindo, the cosmic game consists of two processes. One, a process of involution, during which the one differentiates from a whole into the parts of the many. And two, a process of evolution, during which the parts of the many integrate back into the wholeness of the one again. Using a traditional Indian philosophical framework, we can imagine involution as the ground of being squeezing part of its infinite self into three increasingly dense and rigid worlds: a spiritual causal realm, a mental emotional subtle realm, and a physical gross realm. And we can imagine evolution as the many evolving within the physical gross realm, then expanding into the mental emotional subtle realm, and then further expanding into the spiritual causal realm before finally dissolving back into the one.